BoomBox Union. Written by Andrea Knight II. Okay. Said it. Chapter 2.
Thank you. I was thinking about permitting him to work in the shop this summer. Now that you mention it. Bon explained. The boy has a real way around machines. Oh. Really? You don't think it might have something to do with him living in that old storage room for the last 4 years? Mrs. Auntie Bailey said sarcastically. No, hun, I'm serious, said Bon. He had a far-off look in his eye. The boy had real potential. Dinner was amazing. But during dinner, Erdna could hardly contain himself. All he could think about was his discovery and getting back to his room to start working on his invention. He'd been dreaming about it for the last 5 years and been working on it for the last 4. Piece by piece, delicately and patiently. Hopefully, this was the last piece he needed to make it functional. He was extremely excited. He couldn't wait to see if this was everything he needed it to be. Finally, the last bite. Thank you, Mrs. Auntie Bailey. It was delicious. Erdna said, clearing his plate. You're very welcome, young man, said Mrs. Auntie Bailey. Don't be up late. You got task on the tomorrow. Yes, ma'am. Erdna responded, as he headed to his room. Once there, the true work began. Heading over to the desk, Erdna pushed a secret button and a hidden drawer popped out, revealing the top-secret composition notebook. Grabbing his notebook, Erdna headed to the far side of the wall. Behind the bed. While pushing the panel above the headboard with his right hand, while also stepping on the floor panel with his right foot, the floor gave way to reveal a passageway that led to his secret lab, aka, the shop. Simultaneously grabbing his backpack from a compartment that was now accessible from under his bed, Erdna skipped down the steps. Each step emitting a faint glow as his feet touched them, extending about halfway up the wall. The passageway led, to what he had assumed, was a secret abandoned machine factory. He had been sneaking down here for years. Almost to the point where he felt like he'd discovered the place. Obscured from view by a mountain of old hollowed-out whips, slabs, and transistors, Erdna had created his own secret paradise. In all actuality, this was just the seldom-used back of Bon's shop. He had snuck the new stuff down here earlier when Mrs. Auntie told him to wash up. Opening the top-secret composition notebook, as he thumbed toward his mark, he passed by several old versions of his performance costumes. Every year his look changed, as he was searching for that extra something to combine his visual with his physical. Erdna turned to the section marked Box. After studying the page for a moment, Erdna reached into his bag to pull out his work mask and put it on. Finally. He was ready to get to it. Inside of the bottom hollowed-out whip. On the right side, in the back. Erdna pulled out a long odd-shaped, sectional rectangular object. Turning it over and opening one side, assessing his creation, Erdna dug into the knapsack for the latest piece of the puzzle. He placed it into the open space and connected the multicolored wires. As soon as his hands were free, the space closed, leaving a seamless flat surface where his hands had been. He stepped back one time, to take in the design, slowly cocking his head from left to right. First, the 2 cube-shaped objects on either end. Both with circular wire mesh components placed inside them for amplification. Next, was the deck. The deck was connected in the middle and served several functions. The deck would supply and regulate power. It would also provide control to the system. The idea behind the box, and mind you, this will sound crazy. But the idea would be, to interpret the sounds that Erdna would make. The box would then take those sounds, and then amplify them. It would also produce a small visual effect to accompany those sounds. His hand on his chin, and the vision fresh in his mind. Now it was time. Erdna brought the work mask down in front of his face, and at the same time hit the igniter, and with that, a strange glow and hum filled the shop.
The end. For now.